Shalom, shalom. Babylon Review. February 2024. Most of you have waken up to the opening of the fourth seal. Well, it's already been opened, but the effects of the fourth seal. The third seal closed a few months ago. I didn't document it, but I will go back and find out what day a bushel of wheat went over $7. I'll look at the chart, the bushel of wheat chart. When did it go over $7 and 42 cents? Okay. You will begin to hear just ad bellum, just post bellum, just in bellum, or bello or belly, depending on the dialect or depending on the root word that you use. It means a just war post, just war in, and a just war after. Okay. For the West, right, for Western nations, this war against Ukraine is unjust. Okay. This is what they say. This is what you'll hear. This is what they'll tell you. For the East, for Russia, this war is just. Okay? Why? Because when John McCain, if you don't believe me, you probably don't remember this, but John McCain went over to Ukraine. And he funded the separatists in Ukraine. Okay? Yeah, he funded them. Brought weapons, brought money, ammunition, and funded them. Okay? Then after John McCain, we had the coup, right? 2011, 2014, we had the coup where Obama told Biden to remove the attorney general from out of Ukraine because he was going to prosecute the legislation for the corruption that they have been allowing and doing along the way. Okay? The coup came in, the president was running out, and the United States was putting their own president in. Okay? It was really NATO that was putting their president in, but the United States supported it and helped it. When that happened, NATO started sending missiles. Putin came out and said, look, don't do this. Let's implement the Minsk agreement. Get your weapons out. Get your dogs off the doorsteps. Don't let Ukraine into Belarus. I mean, don't let Ukraine, Belarus, Georgia into NATO membership. Don't do this, okay? Fast forward up till this year. Russia sends the communique saying that you have no time to play around. We need an answer. Are you going to accept Georgia and Ukraine into NATO? This is our red line. You have already said that you wasn't going to do this, and yet you're pushing this forward. The United States responds back. We are not going to tell Ukraine and Georgia no, that they can't enter into NATO. That was the answer that Russia needed. All the United States had to do was say, look, we're not backing NATO on bringing them into NATO membership. They didn't do that. They sent the diplomatic cable and say, look, pull back your troops or we'll sit down. But that was the tactic employed that Putin will not allow because he wanted to know how serious the United States and NATO and Western countries, how serious they were about really doing diplomatic solutions. Because the solution was already on the table. When they came out and said, we are not going to not let Ukraine into NATO membership, that told Russia everything they needed to know. That there was no way to have a diplomatic agreement on the NATO issue because they already said it was a no. They already made it clear that we are not going to bar Ukraine and Georgia from NATO. Okay. Now we have this incursion going on. Now we have this invasion going on. Is it just for Russia? They feel like it's just because they want to remove the corruption that's going on in Ukraine. They want to remove the puppet regime that NATO has instilled in Ukraine. They want to remove the missiles in the bases, remove the communications in the bases out of Ukraine. This morning, Russia, Putin said, if there's any interfering nations in this operation, you will suffer catastrophic consequences. You have North Korea waiting in the wing. You have Argentina waiting in the wing. Nicaragua waiting in the wing. Cuba waiting in the wing. China waiting in the wing. I'm concerned about this trucker convoy that's going to DC. Okay? They should be there by Monday. Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. We might hear from the Pope giving his call for peace and diplomatic resolve. And that trucker convoy may cause a spark in the Capitol. That may be the thing that will distract the United States from North Korea. Okay? So we'll have to see what the response is going to be, what the United States is going to do. Are they going to send troops into Ukraine to stop what is happening on the borders, or what's happening in the strategic areas that Russia wants to take control of? We have another problem. Israel, we have to see what they say, because Russia is still fighting the war for Assad in Syria. And for the last 6 months, Israel has been bombing the heck out of Syria. So if Israel come out their mouth with some hypocrisy, talking about Russia shouldn't be doing this, we know the chastisement is coming. Okay? Now, I'll get into what the prophecy of the fourth seal is. Where we gonna go in the next video, y'all will, and I will lay out what I see coming. Okay? We haven't even gotten to Passover yet. That's in April, right? We haven't got through the time of Pentecost. I'm hoping that this Pentecost will be a time when the Most High will pour out His Holy Spirit. I'm preparing myself, preparing my spirit, preparing those who are watching and who are listening, that you will receive the Holy Spirit from me. From the Most High, through the Messiah, through me to you, that you will receive the Holy Spirit. Or that the angel that around you will see your prayer, hear your asking, and baptize you with the Holy Spirit of fire, so that you can go, if you're here after the this war, you're here, that you can be in tune with the throne of heaven and be able to get through the times ahead. I will explain what I see coming forward in the next video. It's very important that you hear the next video, because I will give you a layout of what I see coming forward. No matter what you see happen, call on the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus, if that's how you got to call it. Esau, if you're on the eastern flank, call on his name so that the angels can respond. All right? Shalom.